Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I am Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Where are we coming from today? Come on. This is our new Idaho studio right here at North Idaho Arms in beautiful Post Falls, Idaho. We're at a gun store and we need to talk about a firearm, a particular firearm, a firearm that seems to be getting a lot of attention for all the wrong reasons. And a company that had a wonderful reputation and in some segments of the population still enjoys a really good reputation, but has staked a lot of that on a very bold and brash reaction to potentially a significant issue with one of their products. We're going to spend a little bit more time because I'm wondering if they're going to continue to double down on this message of theirs. So today, let's spend a few minutes and let's talk about how does Sig respond to this? Okay, America, like I say, coming to you from our brand new studios over here at North Idaho Arms in beautiful Post Falls, Idaho. You can smell the freedom from where we're at right now. Listen, we're going to talk about the Sig P320. Why? Because, well, it's a train wreck of a story. That's why. But let's go back in our time machine and take a look at what we've talked about so far. We did this video right here. This video just kind of in general discussed what's been going on with this particular firearm, and in general also discussed a rather bold and brash reaction by the Sig Firearm Corporation as to what the problems may or may not be as it related to their P320, which is undoubtedly an amazingly popular weapon and in massive circulation. Then, as we talked about on the first video, the Washington State Criminal Justice Training Commission had decided, well, we just don't want that firearm on our range anymore. The folks at Sig decided that the best way to deal with that, of course, is to turn around and sue the state of Washington in Thurston County, Washington, saying that that act was unlawful in its origin. Okay, now I have characterized Sig's response as being rather bold and brash. That's not really my opinion, because let's go take a look at the webpage Sig Sauer has built on behalf of the P320, the truth about the P320, where they have stated the following. Recently, anti-gun groups, members of the mainstream media, trial attorneys, and other uninformed and agenda-driven parties have launched attacks on one of Sig Sauer's most trusted, most tested, and most popular products, the P320 pistol. In all cases, these individuals have an ulterior motive behind their baseless allegations that the P320 can fire without a trigger pull. They have no evidence, no data, and no empirical testing to support any of their claims. They instead choose to misrepresent clear, negligent discharges as a design problem. Okay, pretty brash reaction to what I believe is at least a legitimate concern. I am not saying that there is something wrong with this product. I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with this product either. I'm saying there's a lot of smoke around this, and therefore there may be some fire. But Sig wasn't done there, and again, kind of doubling down and telling all the end users to, go F themselves, because they also stated, the rhetoric is high, and we can no longer stay silent while lawsuits run their course and clickbait farming, engagement hacking grifters continue their campaign to hijack the truth for profit. Enough is enough. From the courts of the law to the courts of public opinion, we will combat the lies and misinformation with the truth. Sig Sauer stands behind the quality, safety, and design of all of our products, especially the P320. All right. So if I'm just taking Sig's words at face value, they believe that this campaign to destroy the P320 is actually being led by the misinformed, the mainstream media, political grifters, those looking to farm clickbaits, and in general, an anti-gun crowd. All right. Now, we already talked about this video right here from the Wyoming Gun Project, and I believe that the individual responsible for this video had no ulterior motive other than to try to educate his viewers. But in light of this reaction to Sig Sauer, the question I would ask him is this. If you believe that this is some vast left-wing conspiracy that is being led by the misinformed and the mainstream media and those with ulterior agendas, may I ask you the following questions? What do you say about Hickok45 recently posting a video about this? I mean, do we honestly think he has some sort of hidden agenda? Do we honestly believe that he is an anti-Second Amendment individual? Or what about Massad Ayoob? I mean, one of the more respected individuals when it comes to the use of firearms for self-defense. Do we believe that he has any kind of political agenda? Is he somehow or another transforming into a gun grabber right before our eyes? What about the International Defensive Pistol Association, IDPA? Oh yes, I'm sure that they have an axe to grind with one of the most prominent firearm manufacturers known to the planet. And of course, they've always had ulterior motives based in your civilian disarmament. How about this video from Colin Noir? Do we actually think that he is engaged in the act of civilian disarmament or trying to ruin a firearm manufacturer? What do you think of this video from One Shot TV, where once again an individual who does not appear to have any axe to grind, is just trying to get to the bottom of it, was able to replicate unintentional discharge again for video? And so I asked Sig this. I went and checked the website again, and yeah, you have left this statement up, and that is your words and therefore your official position. But when you see the Hickok 45s of the world, when you see the Mossad Ayyubs, when you see the Colin Noirs, when you see the IDPA, when you see all of the law enforcement agencies, all of the federal government agencies that have discontinued this firearm for the exact same reason, I ask all of you at Sig, is this really the best approach to what may be a difficult yet solvable problem? And I ask Sig this: are you at all concerned that this very bold and brash denial of any type of legitimacy to any of these allegations not only ruins the P320 ban, but also ruins Sig Sauer as a whole, and ultimately, if it turns out that there is a defect in this product, will subject you to far greater liability? And yeah, perhaps the cost of doing a recall and a retrofit of this firearm would have been financially prohibitive, but it's going to pale in comparison if all of these lawsuits go the wrong way and you continue to double down on this reactive policy. Listen, I'm very interested to hear what all of you may think about this. How is Sig reacting to this? What's your personal experience with the firearm, if you have any? Listen, if you got any other questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights, you guys should know how to get a hold of Washington gun law by now, but if you don't, that's okay. That information's down there in the description box. If you got an idea for a video we should be doing around here, you click on that link right there and you tell us all about it. If you want to subscribe to the monthly newsletter, the ability to do that is down there in the description box. And then finally, and most importantly, let's everyone remember that part of being a lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation, how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. From Post Falls, Idaho, here at North Idaho Arms, thanks for watching and stay safe.